So, verse with ending 2. It starts off exactly the same. All that jazz. Then the C. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Then here's where there's a difference. So it's now similar to the one before. It was D in D7. It's now C, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then F, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then F7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Which the F is 2, 0, 1, 0. The F7 is 2, 3, 1, 0. So you just put your pinky down. Then C for 4 beats, quarter notes right on the beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. A, 1, 2, 3, 4. D, 1, 2. G7, 1, 2, or 3, 4, really. And then C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the verse with ending 2 is simple. So there we are. That's sort of the second verse. Verse with the second ending. Okay, then we come up with the halftime section. And this is interesting because it's all the same chords as the second verse, as verse with the second ending. All the same chords, all in the same order, but now it's a halftime feel for the first half of this section. Okay, so it's instead of, it's now, now I totally lost the count of it. It's, the first chord is, so if we count 1 E and 1 E and is where you would play it. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1 E and 2 E and So 1, 2, 1 E, 1 E and 2 E and yeah. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So what's happening is if we still count it as the 1 E and 2 E and okay, if we count it like that, it's 1 E and 2 E and 1 E and E, 1 E and 2 E and yeah. 1, 1, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, is the wrong way to count it, but that's the easiest way to count it. So it's the wrong way to count it, but it comes out being all the correct chords at the correct times, the correct rhythm. Okay, so the faster, so now this is, G7 part, then the C part again. Then it's the same ending as the second verse, the verse with the second ending. Then we're at the third verse. And the third verse is the final verse. But I'm looking at my typed up thing here. See, that's good TV when I go like that and block the the camera. But anyway, I call this the verse with the full ending. So it's very similar to the second verse, the second ending, and the halftime section, which has the same ending as the second verse. But now it has the last line repeated again, and then a slight change at the end. You'll see what I'm saying. So now the third verse starts exactly the same. And then the ending part, the part that's different, because the first two parts that I just did are all three verses the same start. Then C, C7, F, F7, C, A, D, G7, C, C, A, D, G7, C, G7, C. Okay, so there, the way that I'm playing it is I'm playing the C with my third finger. Okay, the reason is I can then slide down one fret, put my other two fingers down, and get a G7, and then slide right back up, lifting off my other two fingers and get the C again. Okay, so there's no need to go. I'm trying to watch the monitor so that I'm in frame and everything and do it all at once. But so there's no need to lift your fingers so far apart. You can just go. Okay, but then you watching the video probably barely saw what I did. So it's really simple. See? So that last line, easy. So there we go. That is 12th Street Rag all the way through. Excuse me. And I think really the hardest part of the whole thing is that G7 sus4 thing, because that on that string, you now have to play with your pinky and third finger. And that's the hardest part, I think, of it all. But you should be pretty good with using all of your fingers for different things. So hopefully it won't be that much of a problem. Aside from that, all of it is fairly easy once you get the rhythms down and things. And I always find getting any of these rhythms, I explained what they all were so that you can understand them. But really the bottom line is you should just be able to play them, because this is a song and you're playing ukulele and you want to play a song. So I could sit here and we could talk about notes and chords and rhythms and all of this stuff for months and months and months and never actually play anything. And that's no fun. So really the bottom line is you should just be able to play these things. Me being a teacher, of course, I have to explain what's happening so that you can then understand it. But the bottom line is just being able to play it. So that whole 3/4 thing with the 4-note correction at the end, the 16th notes thing that we talked about, that doesn't really have a name. And I tried to come up with a name for it too. There's a thing called a hemiola. It's not a hemiola, which is like a 3-beat thing over like a 2 or a 4-beat thing, but it's slightly different. It's not this. It's more like a triplet kind of a thing than this is. And I tried to come up with something else. I forget what I thought it might have been. But it wasn't really that either. Again, like I said, I conferred with a couple of people and we all came up with the consensus that there's really no name for it. It's just a rhythm, 16th notes with, you know, kind of like, I don't know, if there was ever a zebra that was born with green stripes instead. There's no name for it. It's just a zebra with green stripes. It's really, what you would call it is more of a description than actual name. So anyway, the thing, if you just listen and hear the and that's it. So if I even just clap the rhythm, it's just, that's what the rhythm is. So understanding what's happening is great, but really you should just be able to play it with a little bit of practice, of course. So my point to all this, I realize I got completely off track. It's that rhythm and then the that halftime section. Again, it's just a rhythm, and once you get all of these rhythms, the song, it's really not that difficult. It's long, it's somewhat involved with the rhythms and stuff, but once you get them, it's pretty easy. So I think that's about it. I don't think there's any other things that are tricky or that would cause you any sort of problems, issues. So there you go. 12th Street Rag. In other words, or 12th Street Rag, aka the SpongeBob end credits song. There you go. So enjoy, have fun, and that's it.